A few thank yous before we start. First of all, HOC played a big part in creating our space 15 years ago and supporting it ever since. And Margarita has been there since the very beginning. Janet Ellen, the Career Center here at Bentley, have been amazing sponsors and support of our work and getting many of you jobs. How many of you work with Janet or the folks in the Career Center? So, and Janet couldn't be here tonight, but I want to make sure we acknowledge them. Professor Toby was a former chair of the CS department and is also an incredible supporter of us and the work that we do. Thank you for being here. I got a text from Gloria Larson, former president of Bentley, a couple of days ago, saying that she wanted to be here but couldn't make it. And just, again, thank you guys for making the Sandbox a standout experiential learning center and collaboration space for Bentley. She had this habit of stopping in unannounced and seeing what we were doing. And so I was very pleased to receive this. And then I realized that she once said this. Can I play this?
You will visit the CIS Sandbox at the Smith Technology Center. It's one of my personally favorite playgrounds.
So, go figure.
You will visit the CIS.
I also want to thank, and for those of you who are alumni who don't know this, here's your chance. The Sandbox started in 2021, a industry engagement program where companies sponsor tutors to work at their with Sandbox tutors as in a micro intern situation. Stephen, you had one, right?
Yeah.
And who else had? Brian had one. Who else did one of these? And Dylan, Cole did one, and Cole actually got hired full time by the company he was working for, Cumulus Data Systems. So I'm telling you this because you all work at great companies, and maybe you can do this. The program allows you to sponsor a Sandbox tutor to work in your company and on a micro. Oh, and Colin's doing this semester. Gabe also. The program has the company sponsor a Sandbox tutor to work in the Sandbox and on a project for them for approximately 12 hours a week, 6 hours in the Sandbox, 6 hours for the company. And at the end of the semester, they come back and share what they've done. And so if you're interested in doing that, or you think that your company might want to sponsor a Sandbox tutor that you or one of your colleagues can oversee, please get in touch with me so we can get that in place for next year or another semester. Thanks. That's not going anywhere. Okay, we'll do this way.
Still on those circles.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
All right, we're going. Time to go home, right? Almost. I want to call Professor Wags back. Can you come up for a second? So about 15 years ago, Professor Wagasmack came to my office door and he said, "Mark, I want you to run the CIS lab next year." And I said, "No." And he came back the next day, and he said, "Mark, I want you to run the CIS lab next year." And I said, "No." And finally I gave in. It all worked out, and I wanted to thank you for coming and also thank you for the opportunity.
The most important thing I've done at Bentley relative to the CIS lab is to get out of the way. I think the stuff that I've seen this evening is quite amazing. I retired about 3.5 years ago, and I have not stayed connected to most of this technology or where it's going. And I think the thing that I found most interesting is the fact that it's incredibly exciting and terrifying. And I think that's one of the reasons why the people in this room need more than just a technical education and need more than just being able to manipulate all these tools and do all of the things you can dream of. But also I hope that your background and your education here at Bentley has also given you a baseline of ethics and concern for the earth, concern for fellow workers, concern for your friends and families, and a goal perhaps that your life is made up of many different dimensions, and this is one of them. And I hope that Bentley has given you the opportunity to get that kind of a broad base, etc. I had no idea whatsoever that Mark was going to move in this direction and go where he's gone with it. And so I take no credit whatsoever for the process, other than, as I pointed out to begin with, the best decision I ever made was simply to get out of the way. Congratulations, Mark.
Doug,
Yes?
come on up.
Here.
Come on up. Doug Robertson was the chair of the CIS department at least 3 times, I think. Twice? And
Only 3 though?
only 3 times. And was the first faculty member to hold office hours in the CIS Sandbox. And I think I've known you longer than I've been in the Sandbox. I've known you since before I came to Bentley, so thank you for being here. So that was marvelous. Doug, you're going home with Henry.
No, thank you.
Something for your carrier.
Beautiful. Thanks, Mark.
Joyce. It was at a Bentley 100th anniversary event that I met Joyce Fredkin and her late husband, Ed Fredkin, who was a professor at MIT. I was speaking with President Larson at the time, and she came up to me and she said, "Mark, you're the director of the CS, the technology lab at Bentley, and Professor Fredkin is the director of the technology lab at MIT. I'm sure you have lots to talk about." And then she, like miraculously, just disappeared. And since then, Joyce and Ed have come back and led several conversations and topics and talks on the technology of self-driving cars. And Joyce has, after her husband passed away a few years ago, has still been coming back to almost every open house event we've been doing. And it's through her support and generous gift to allow us to do programs like this, to support student programs in the Sandbox. And we couldn't be more grateful for that.
Mark took most of my speech away. I am going to give credit to Gloria Larson, who introduced both Mark and Ed together, and it was the 100th anniversary. We were in town. My husband and I travel a lot, and so we had not made any plans whatsoever to be at it. But I had it on my calendar. We landed in Logan, and I said, I think Bentley is having their 100th anniversary somewhere downtown, and okay, we seem to be 5 minutes away. Let's just pop in. And Edward was always curious, and I said, well, there's the president, and he makes a beeline for Gloria and starts talking technology, and Gloria's eyes just glazed over, and she looked so terrified, and Mark was walking by, and she's like, and she grabs him and put the 2 of them together, and that's one of the reasons we're here in technology. My degree was economics at Bentley, and so I'm not a techie, but I stay informed. And as I was talking to someone at our table, even though I'm not a techie, since I've been around it for many, many years, I can fake it. So I'm happy to be part of this Bentley IT CIS Sandbox playfulness and entrepreneurship, because that's one of the things my husband and I did over many, many years, dealing with startups. And so this is fun. Ed's favorite word, fun. Thank you, Mark.
Tejas lived.
No,
He left.
He just left.
Tejas applied for a job in the Sandbox, and then he said, I know a number of other people who might work with you. They were all his roommates. And so Tejas also built the screen that you see with the monitors and the paint cans. Jem, are you still here? Jem has a lasting legacy in the Sandbox Club, because he drew this thing on the board like 7 years ago, and we still haven't erased it.
COVID was a time, and there were not a lot of in-person people.
Thank you for being here. And probably told you that this is coming most to an end. Kevin, where's Kevin? Kevin gets the credit for putting every letter on every one of the centerpieces, and also for designing the 3D printed figurine that's in all these. So this is for you. We couldn't do this without you. Eli designed all of the CIS 15-year logos all summer long, and made more of them in more formats than we ever knew possible. I also want to thank the folks at Fidelity who printed the 3D printed figurines for us as well. Please scan this right now. This is your assignment. Stay involved. There's a quick questionnaire of how you can stay involved in the Sandbox as we move forward by giving a topics in tech, or joining us for dinner, or getting involved in the industry engagement program, and we will follow up, for sure. So please do that.
Parkour isn't working.
It's saying no data.
No data found. Well, let's go. All right, we know where you live, and we'll send it tomorrow. But the hour is late. I want to pass it, so we'll stick around. Anybody who wants to share stories is welcome to do so. I was asked by the alumni office who we need to thank big time, because they were gracious in sponsoring this event for us tonight. At least the food that we had. So a big thanks to the alumni office of students, family and friends. They invite you to come back for the alumni conference that's happening at the beginning of May, so you can reconnect with Bentley and engage in more ideas. I think I would love to hear from all of you, but we'll stick around. And so feel free to stick around as long as you want. But thank you for all for coming tonight.
Starting at 5.